Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Beyond Eden. Last time we assaulted Joshua again. Even though he willingly came to us, he was like, okay, I'm a freak. I liked it when you touched me. You didn't even have to make up all this crap about hating the Edenic household. You could have just taken me and did me raw without even any sort of explanation or excuse, and I would have liked it. And then Alex was like, actually, this is only about my pleasure. I don't care if you get off. And that was kind of rude. It was kind of uncalled for. So we're just gonna jump into this flashback where we learn possibly about Joshua's injury and Alex's dead sister no one cares about. That summer day, Alex went to Joshua's room to see the younger boy who had made himself scarce. He found Joshua curled up on his bed, his face buried in the pillows. You were... I remember I didn't change the voices, even when they're kids. You were in your room all day. You even skipped lunch. I was worried. Alex, it's Lady. Joshua raised his head to speak, but could not continue as tears welled up in his eyes and dropped from his cheeks. What about, Lady? Father said he will kill Lady. Your father? Why? Why would he kill Lady? She broke her leg when she fell down while carrying him. That's why. Joshua burst into tears and grabbed Alex's sleeves. Alex, they will kill Lady. That moment, Oscar's advice flashed through Alex's mind. Never ever cross Father. It will only make his anger worse. Yet Alex could not bear to see Joshua crying so sadly. I will ask your father not to. No, he will be furious. It's alright, he'll understand if I ask sincerely. What? But, Alex... I will take care of it, so don't you cry, Joshua. Alex managed a wide smile to Joshua and left his room. Yeah, girl, you're about to get slapped out of your mind. Come in. Why, if it isn't young Alex, have you come to borrow a book? Girl, do I look like I read? No, sir, I've come to see you. To see me? What a rare occasion. And your business is? I ask you not to kill Lady. The Baron stared at Alex, clearly surprised. Then he smiled in amusement. I thought you were clever, but now I see you are a child after all. A horse with a broken leg can no longer pull a plow or even carry burden and men. It will take years till it dies of old age. Why must I pay for a worthless horse which cannot work for its feed and the groom's wages? I understand what you mean, sir. But Joshua considers Lady as a friend. I know my son better than you. It is none of your concern, boy. Go back to your room. Do you truly know Joshua well, sir? What? You said you will kill Joshua's friend right before him. You could have at least lied that she'll be sent off to a farm. I wish to teach him about reality, Alex. Reality, sir? Yes, and it is I who decide to teach my sons in the manner which I speak to them. That is how children are brought up in our family. Do you understand? Alex realized that he felt strangely calm. In retrospect, he always had a tendency to become cool and collected when he was angry. Are we gonna kick him in the balls? I understand, sir. I can see what such upbringing... I can see what such bringing up has made of you. What? William looked down at Alex with a scornful look on his face, then raised his hand high. Oop, we're about to get slapped. Say that again. I said that you turned out like this because you too were raised in a heavy-handed manner. You insolent brat. Ooh, we're getting beat. Alex rolled on the floor, but the blows did not cease. William punched and trampled on the boy for a while, then took a riding crop, still fuming with rage. I can stand this. It's nothing. I can take this. He gritted and stubbornly tried to bear with the pain when he spotted Joshua at the corner of his eyes. Even through his blurred vision, he could make out the scared expression on the boy's face. Do not try to stop Father during his outbursts. It will only make his anger worse. You may end up bearing the brunt. Alex, please take care of Joshua. Alex almost cried out as a stinging pain pierced his back. Such a troublemaker, just like his sister. Beth? You bring up Beth? Yes. Why can't you all stay quiet for a spell? You expect her to stay quiet? When you brought her down here and fooled her till she had that child? Fooled her? So did you knock her up? The riding crop dragged from William's hand. His face turned red as fire, glaring in anger. Why, you worm. He grabbed the poker beside the fireplace. A sharp pain penetrated his body, engulfing his screams. Girl. This is some child abuse. We love child abuse in this household. Alright, Alex is down for the count. Joshua, next fighter. Let's go. The game froze. Can you guess why the game froze? I'm sure you can. 2 strikes landed on the boy's shoulder, causing him to sink to the floor. 2 strikes with a poker? Damn. Usually with the poker, you just go for one good plunge. I mean, it's burning hot. But he went for that double tap. He could see the Baron raising his arm once again. Ooh, triple tap. Father. No, Father, don't. What are you doing here? Get out of the way. Joshua held onto his father's leg, begging him to stop, but the Baron shook off the boy and hollered at him. Now I see. This brat got into this fix to save your horse. So this is all you're doing. Did you encourage him? No, Father. Not at all. Please stop, Father. Don't hit anybody. I know you are a good man, Father. Please come back to your senses. How do you know that? What? You speak as if you are ashamed of me. You must be asking for a beating as well. No, Father. That is not what I must finish disciplining this one. I will think of your punishment later. Please don't. Ow. You get out of the way, Joshua. You dare refuse, then you must want it too. Burn that hell. Alex heard something crushed by the poker, followed by Joshua's screams. It was a living nightmare. Then he heard the metallic sound of the poker as it dropped on the floor, and a rush of hurried footsteps. That was all he could remember before he fell unconscious. Alex realized that he was pressing hard on the old wound at his shoulder. He could see Joshua, his face gone almost pale blue and clenching onto his own knee. Yet there was no sign of emotion on the face of the perpetrator himself. Guys, that was years ago. Calm down, relax. Look at him. He doesn't care anymore. The Baron, I mean. It's over. It's water under the bridge. It seems as if their injury in the name of the horse which triggered the incident held no significant meaning for him. that he had still... Wait. That he had and still has no heart to understand the weight of its importance to his own son.
그렇게 신경 쓸 거 없다. 애초에 조세핀이 떠넘긴 말 아니냐. 왜 그러지?
그 말은 곧 나아질 겁니다, 아버지. 아직 추워서 그래요.
Oscar managed to smile and tried to steer the conversation.
봄이 된다고 크게 나아질 것도 없을 텐데. 차도가 없다면 아예 이참에 처분해버리는 게 낫겠군. 그렇게 생각하지 않나, 버튼?
It was not a question, but a gently worded order. Theodore betrayed a rare moment of hesitation, but promptly bowed his face devoid of emotion.
주인님의 명대로 하겠습니다. 아버지. 아버지. 조금만 기다려주세요. 그 말은...
Must I get my poker again? Alex had never seen such an expression on Joshua's face. Not even when he watched from afar his family merrily laughing and chatting amongst themselves, or when Alex ordered him to slap Jeremy and take away his brother's fiancée. Alex wanted to know about him. He wanted to know why Joshua shut himself away from the rest of the world, yet was unable to let go of his affection for his father. And also, why Joshua was so attached to this horse, even as to defy his dear father.
조슈아, 알렉스.
His eyes and expression were desperately calling for help. I guess we'll take Joshua's side. I mean, I'm sure Joshua hates us, but, you know, it's like... How do we end up together at the end of this? Because we've been terrible to him so far. We can't stand up for him at dinner, and then he's just like, okay, you're the man of my dreams. You know, we've been terrible to him. Alex knew that this was a good chance to worsen the already strained relationship between Baron and Joshua. Oh, well, we're not standing up for him, we're just trying to ruin the relationship further. Yet he could not ignore Joshua's eyes, his plea for help. Yet, just as he did 12 years ago.
그거 아깝군요. 죽이실 거라면 차라리 제게 파셨으면 하는데요.
미물을 동정하는 겐가?
설마요. 저도 사업가인데요. 그저 부인께서 뛰어난 말을 기르고 계시단 소문을 들었을 뿐입니다. 경주마가 될 만큼 빠르진 않아도 좋은 혈통임에는 틀림이 없습니다. 새끼를 보게 하면 다를지도 모르죠.
일리는 있는 말이군.
The Baron seemed to contemplate the offer as he drew a cigar from its case.
알았네. 자네가 떠나기 전엔 대답을 주도록 하지. 그 전엔 죽이지 않겠네.
감사합니다.
That's thinking with your old noodle. Joshua looked dumbfounded, having not expected Alex to stand by him. But eventually he leaned against the chair, visibly relieved. The heavy atmosphere lifted in an instant, and the dining room was soon filled with the brothers' light-hearted chatter.
그러고 보니 며칠 후에 호크 양이 또 오신다면서요?
그래. 아버지와 함께 온다고 하더구나.
호크 양이 마음에 드셨나 보군요.
물론 재능이 많은 숙녀분이라고 생각한다. 필시 좋은 짝이 될 게야.
Judging from the Baron's words, it seemed Oscar and Catherine's engagement was almost confirmed. As Alex had expected, the little commotion caused by Joshua was apparently had no influence at all. Breakfast ended amongst a warm and cheerful atmosphere. Alex spent a rapidly busy 10 days. First, it took 3 days to buy the Ferguson's land, as Sir Ferguson suddenly changed his mind and had to be persuaded persistently. He also had to spend a week fending off a group interested in purchasing the Ashgrove estate until he finally succeeded in making them giving up the purchase for good. During the time, the hired informant reported that Catherine Hawk, this hoe again, was calling on Ashgrove once every few days. Although there was yet to be an official announcement of it, it was clear that the talk of marriage was being exchanged between the two families. Alex wondered whether he should allow the marriage to commence and watch Oscar suffer from his wife all his life. Why would he suffer from his wife? Or break the engagement amid the shameful circumstances by leaking information of the Adenics loan and bond. Alex hurried back to Ashgrove, pondering the options. He happened to return to Ashgrove, don't even jump on me, the same day John Hawke and his daughters were calling on the Adenics. William greeted John Hawke along with his sons, likely unable to ignore a potential in-law. I fear you may think me shameless for calling so often, Lord Adenic. Nonsense. It is our pleasure to entertain you. What concerns me is that we are insufficient hosts due to the absence of Lady Adenic. John? Who the heck is John? And she really couldn't stop herself, could she? But who the heck is John? Not at all. Catherine always comes home looking so elated, and there's more important matter we must discuss today. Of course. That is why you have graced us with your presence today. Pray, come inside. And you, escort Miss Hawke. Me? From behind the camera? From behind the screen? It was only then that Alex realized something was wrong. If you please. She looked straight into the eyes of the man standing across her as she offered him her gloved hand. It would be my pleasure, Miss Hawke. Is this a dream? What's going on? The man who then took her hand and kissed it was someone Alex had not expected to be Catherine Hawke's fiancé. She accepted the kiss and cast a knowing glance at Alex. I wonder what you think of this, Mr. Wake. I presume you had not expected this. Is this Joshua talking? She smiled sweetly, satisfied to see Alex unable to hide a surprise. No, maybe that was Catherine. Girl, I don't know. I have tea ready for you. If I am not mistaken, I believe you are fond of spring strawberries. Very much indeed. I am delighted that you remember. Well, I mean, they had to get married. They shared a room together after dark. Now that's shotgun wedding rules. They follow the Baron and John Hawke into the house. Hello, cutie. What happened? I knew there would be an announcement since she called 4 times last week. But her and Joshua? I've never heard of such a thing. Did you forget we are at the presence of guests, Eddie? Can you not calm down? Calm down? She used to take a walk with you about a fortnight ago. Why would she choose Joshua? Well, she gets bored easily. Okay, she needs a new D every night. But what is wrong if he marries ahead? It was then that Lawrence, hi Lawrence, girl, who are you? Drew their attention with a light cough. I believe Wake and I should excuse ourselves and leave you to discuss family matters. No, we're kind of invested in this crap. So, thanks, but no thanks, Lawrence. Don't try to excuse me. No, wait. No, not at all. In fact, this would be a good time to tell you. It was true that there was once talk of marriage involving myself, yet it turns out that Joshua and Miss Hawke were attracted to each other. My father and Mr. Hawke have given their permission a few days ago. How wonderful. I love such stories. Is that so, Mr. de Lafayette? Of course, what can be more blessed than a union of 2 people who love each other? Do you not agree, Wake? Indeed. How very romantic. I would very much like to hear it in detail from Joshua himself. The talk of the dinner was, of course, the marriage. When will the ceremony take place? We are considering sometime around June. It would be an ideal season for a garden party wedding. What do you think, Lord Adenic? I think it is a splendid idea. We have more than enough time to prepare. So you had it planned already? I had no idea. Not at all. It has only been a few days since the decision. But do forgive me for leaving you in the dark so long, Mr. Edward. No, not at all, Miss Hawk. You need not be sorry. I just felt bad for not congratulating you earlier. I forgot it too. Congratulations, Joshua. My utmost congratulations to you, Mr. Joshua. Joshua simply nodded in reply. His expression was remarkably lacking in emotion for a man soon to be married. The topic of the marriage carried on to the salon. What do you think of the wedding announcement, Lord Adenic? Like, is this John person Hawk's father or something? Like, who cares? He doesn't even have a art. Why should we care about him? I think it is very well written. It's weird, it's like a disembodied voice. It's strange. How about you, Mr. Joshua? Is it to your liking? Yes. Do tell me when there's anything that does not agree with you. I will follow your decision, whatever it may be. How very considerate of Miss Hawk. I can imagine I can imagine what a good wife she will be. Oh, you flatter her too much, Lord Adenic. I'm the one who should thank you for such a wonderful son-in-law. Have you decided where to live? I mean, aren't they gonna live here? Oh, okay. We will settle down at our family manor in the future, but for a while we shall be residing in London. So he's going to the Catherine estate? Mr. Joshua has agreed, of course. So you have already discussed it together. Ah, young people nowadays, such momentum. Indeed, I never expected my second son would be the first to wed. You have done well, Joshua. It seems you are a good judge of women. Joshua had finally won what he had yearned so desperately for, a compliment from his father, yet there was no sign of joy on his face. Let us discuss the details in time and allow these two to join the others for now. It would be rather selfish to have them just for ourselves. That I agree. Soon a game of cards began as it typically did where guests visited. During an elated atmosphere after several rounds, Alex spotted Joshua whispering an excuse to Oscar and slipping out of the salon. Alex followed him. Joshua stood alone in the dark hallway, even his back looking visibly limp and tired. Alex grabbed his arm with sudden force. Joshua dropped his cane in surprise, but Alex pushed him into the next room before he could pick it up.
손님들이 보면 어쩌려고 그래?
왜지? 설마 하니 호크 양이 정말 마음에 들기라도 한 건가?
그래.
거짓말 하지 마. 키스는 인사처럼 하고 A는 밥 먹듯 갈아치우는 여자라고. 그녀에 비하면 소돔의 주민들조차 정숙한 편이란 말이야.
Honey, you're literally having sex with Joshua. So you're kind of a harlot too? I don't know where you have room to talk.
그런 건 신경 안 써.
그녀의 속셈을 알긴 하는 거야? 왜 남작 부인이란 칭호 대신 차남인 널 택했는지 알기나 해?
It was then that Alex finally remembered what Catherine had once told him. I do not want children, nor do I wish to marry if I can help it. I want nothing to bind me. But father insists I marry. It is a woman's duty, he says. So if I do marry, I would like to wed someone who would let me be free all my life. Perhaps I may be fortunate enough to find such a man. And indeed she was.
호크 씨가 잘도 허락했군. 자기 계승자가 아닌 너를 사위로 얻어서 득을 볼 게 뭐지?
그분이 원하는 건 자귀를 가진 사위가 아니야. 스스로 자귀를 얻으시는 거지. 그래서 영지를 넓히고 고빈원을 경영하고 계시는 거야. 최근엔 다리가 불편한 사람들을 위한 재활훈련을 도 만드셨다더군. 나머지는 말하지 않아도 알겠지.
Yep. While that was extremely difficult for a commoner to obtain a title of nobility, it was not entirely impossible. The usual method was to distinguish oneself in war. Another means was to establish an estate and become a well-known philanthropist. Alex realized what a perfect picture it would make. Joshua at a charity event, consoling those who share his disability while remarking that he has improved much thanks to his father-in-law. And with Catherine wearing a benevolent smile by his side. Such a role could never be filled by the healthy and able-bodied Oscar. Girl, he has a limp. I used to have a limp before I married Catherine. I still have a limp after I married Catherine. It's not a big deal. What are you gonna say at the event? Is that it? The situation has shifted drastically within just 10 days. Alex deeply regretted having left Ashgrove for so long.
호크 양이 왜 날 선택했냐면 말이지. 다른 형제들보다 나은 점이 딱 하나 있어서 그래. 그건 내가 누군가의 최우선 사항이 아니라는 사실에
넌 그래도 괜찮은 거야?
물론이지. 우리 집안은 지참금을 얻고 형도 좀 더 자기에게 맞는 아내를 고를 수 있잖아. 집안을 위한 일이야. 결혼으로 이득을 가져오는 게 귀족의 의무잖아. 어째서 내가 괜찮지 않을 거라 생각하지?
Alex had felt strangely unnatural and dubious whenever Joshua mentioned familial duties, despite it being common sense. Now he realized why.
알렉스?
For the sake of your family, do not jest with me.
귀족의 의무? 집안을 지킨다. 내가 왜 그런 말을 믿었지? 넌 그런 도리를 중하게 여길 만큼 제대로 된 인간이 아니야. 네가 바라는 건 다른 거잖아.
You seem to fancy it greatly. Surely it must be good enough to deserve such attention. Indeed, father. Lady is a very fine horse. You will see when you mount her.
집안을 위해 결혼해줘서 고맙다고 잘했다는 칭찬 한마디를 듣고 싶었을 뿐이잖아. 아버지, 단지 그것뿐이지.
Joshua said nothing, but his silence was the strongest affirmation he could express. Daddy issues.
우습지? 나도 그래. 내가 왜 이러는지 모르겠어.
맙소사, 이렇게 나이를 먹도록 그런 걸 원하고 있는 거야?
그래.
아버진, 네가 그런 걸 모르고?
응.
그만두고 싶다는 생각은 안 들었어?
어떻게 하면 그만둘 수 있는데. 넌 알아?
맙소사, 불쌍해 죽겠네.
Alex laughed on, his cackle ringing almost vulgarly in the room. Yet Joshua's expression remained unshaken.
그럼 아예 오스카처럼 완벽한 아들이 돼보지 그랬어. 아니면 제레미처럼 애교라도 많던가. 그래도 안 되려나? 하긴 남장님이 널 볼 때의 눈빛은 네가 제일
Indeed, it was a look of annoyance at something he accidentally broke. Furthermore, Joshua was the only Edenic child who strongly resembled his mother. The delicate features, the pale skin, and the curly brown hair. It was obvious that the Baron would dislike the son who reminded him of his estranged wife.
하지만 틀려먹었어. 남장님이 널 칭찬해주지 않는 이유는 성격이나 외모, 다리 때문만은 아니야. 그분은 호전적인 분이셔. 명확한 적, 수렵해야 할 상대를 해치운 사람에게 더 큰 상을 내리시지. 조용하게 사는 것만으론 인정받을 수 없어. 좀 더 적극적이 되도록 해. 적을 물리치란 말이야.
내게 적 따윈 없어.
있어. 내가 있잖아. 남장님한테 인정받을 수 있게 도와줄게. 네가 얼마나 착한 아들인지 알려드리자.
Joshua looked startled as Alex took up his jacket and threw it on the floor. Right here? Right now? I don't know if I want to do a whole scene right now. It's like, they're exhausting.
잠깐만. 할 거면 방에서.
I know, right? Let's go to our room first. Why not? Let's do that first. This is a little bit of a mess.
안 돼. 그러면 의미가 없거든.
Oh, well, you know, how about we save the game here and end the video here. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode and all of the child abuse. It was kind of exciting in a way. Thrilling is what I'm saying. Anyway, hope you guys are looking forward to the next episode. Hopefully more child abuse. Yeah, bye guys.